Donald Trump is trying to prove that he's stronger than Barack Obama because he campaigned on the weakness of Barack Obama. The reality of it is that Barack Obama was very, I don't know how much more militaristic you wanted President Obama to be. I mean, he droned the hell out of everybody. I mean, he did whatever he could in Syria and realized that he can't really do anything more without making the situation worse. I mean, you really have to take a pause and say, if you want more than what President Obama was doing, what the entire hell is wrong with you, right? Because there's so many ways that President Obama was entirely too hawkish on the international stage. There's too many missiles, too many bombs that he dropped. How can you drop more bombs than the thousands that we were dropping every single day? And so in this pursuit by Donald Trump to prove that he's stronger than Barack Obama, of course, even if he didn't sign off on the mother of all bombs, this is exactly in the culture that Donald Trump wants to foster, because he has to stand out above and beyond, right? And that in itself is going to undermine our stability. It has the potential of undermining global stability. It has the potential of creating blowback in so many cases. And as hawkish as Barack Obama was, you know, he still operated with a rational, realist paradigm on the international stage. And what I mean by that was he was blowing the hell out of people, blowing people the hell up. But at the same time, he realized he can't fix Syria by putting boots on the ground. He couldn't fix Syria by trying to institute regime change. And so now we're dealing with a president, and the only way that he could distinguish himself. Here's another example. The only way he can distinguish himself from President Obama on illegal immigration and deportations. I mean, Barack Obama in the immigrant community is known as the deporter in chief. You know, Barack Obama was deporting people. I mean, just and he did, to be fair to him, they did put a laser-like focus on illegal immigrants who were committing crime and people who were convicted. You know, that's where he put his laser-like focus. But he still was deporting a lot of people. And because this is what Donald Trump ran on, he's got to one-up everything that Barack Obama did. You have to ask yourself, though, the question: if Barack Obama was the deporter in chief, what the hell is Donald Trump going to do to distinguish himself? Some of it may end up being pomp and circumstance. Some of it may end up being just show and language, right? Because that goes a long way, right? He could just say he's doing more and not actually do more. But in some regards, he wants to do more. He's deporting dreamers. You know, this, I believe, was it last week he deported the first dreamer, and this is very problematic, particularly not just on domestic issues. And I don't want to belittle or minimize the importance of the domestic issues, particularly immigration. But when you consider a nuclear proliferation that's occurring in North Korea, and you have a man like Donald Trump, whose number one goal so far, unless someone has gotten to him and talked some sense into him, his number one goal is to show that he's stronger than Barack Obama. Well, these are situations, particularly Syria and North Korea, that if you want to show and prove that you're stronger than Barack Obama, then your vision of strength, your idea of strength is how many bombs you can drop or how bold and brash you can be. Then your very next step could be that step that undermines the already volatile situation that existed prior to your administration.